name is Cyo, and I want to take you on an adventure. Oh, I've been so busy the last 3 weeks. I haven't been able to do any of these fun ones or been able to write anything or post anything. So let's go through this. I've got some caffeine, I've got some whiskey for later, and a big fucking thing of water. And let's have a little fun. Now, we're going to start with some light ones, this or that. For each line, pick the left or right. And okay, so we'll go through this and we'll see. I'm going to assume this is kind of like an individual choice and they're not all collective. That would be probably pretty weird. You can become any immortal monster from fantasy or legend. That's pretty broad. Whew. Or you're uploaded into a shape-shifting robot that can talk to computers. Now, first, that damn G right there. There's like, you couldn't push it to the side a little bit. That can talk to computers. I don't know what's the spectrum of that. Like, does that imbue all computers with like a personality or something, or are we just talking like, yo, what's going on, dog? Or are we just able to kind of like program via just normal human syntax? Because that'd be kind of neat. But the sheer amount of the scale of the other choice and sort of people you can be or things you can do would be way radder. I just assume just any random lich feels like it would be way better. Will technology get better in time? That's true, but also like one could technically be magic, right? With like reality warping shit. So couldn't you just get the other ones with that? It seems like everyone can only talk to learn to code. That's true. So I'm definitely going with that one, and then I assume some sort of D&D lich or just like a better setting, sort of magic. Vampire sort of lich thing. Anyway, let's go to the next one. You can learn a magic system from fantasy or by you know what? Hold on. Let's real quick. It seems like it'd be more fun to force you to pick one that you can't just hand wave it away. So I'm real shit at remembering different settings. So I guess we'll just go straight. Is picking a D&D lich shit? Is that like is the setting, because like I really always dug the weave of magic, right? And like just the universe behind everything. You kind of take it like just the threads of it, if you're able to manipulate it properly, unless I'm misremembering this, and turn it into bullshit fuck off magic and really just warp reality like that. That sounds rad, and I'm trying to think of a better one off the top of my head, and I can't, so I'm just gonna go with that one. So it could be more crucified me like, no, you're fucking idiot, shape-shifting robots is better. But no, you have all sorts of different schools of magic. Fuck that, that's way better. From any setting, just do some so that's true. I just assumed you'd have to pick it now, instead of getting the time and the chance, right? Like you're kind of in the moment. The djinn's like, I've got a minute. You're clocked. They turn the little hourglass or minute stop. All right, you can learn any magic system from fantasy by reading books in your hidden library. Okay, I dig it. Or 3 Star Trek style ships appear over Earth under your control. So this is one of those like, hey, do you want to be selfish? And no. Absolutely go with the magic system, right? Because the technological progress that you can get by fucking with reality, it has to supersede the sort of general benefits of intergalactic travel that you can have, right? 100% magic. Because I mean, sure, you can solve all of the Earth's immediate problems with 3 of their ships with the replicators and all that nonsense. But magic, definitely easy. Let's see. Design a dimension made of the dead, lost, and destroyed to own. Okay, interesting. Design a dimension of the dead, lost, and destroyed to own. So, okay, so I assume by the pictures that means people, things, all sorts of, just anything that's fucked up. Okay. Can you move down? I can move down. Optional. You can replace one with this. One choice above with this. Oh, okay. We'll see that in a second. Interesting. You have a device that can create any number of worlds and perfect VR beds. What? Okay. It seems so like, why would you not choose the screen? Am I not doing the screen properly? I don't stream. This is just for you guys, so I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So you'll have to forgive me. Let's see. Let's try this. If I'm not doing it, just let me know and I'll try to fix it. But one more time. But do. Can you move down? Oh, if you mean the chat, I can do that. But design a dimension made of the dead and lost. You have a device that can create any number of worlds in perfect VR beds. Oh, okay. So when you actually have design a dimension, so it says. So real Jin lawyer here. You design a dimension, so you can make it, right? You can set the rules, but that doesn't assume that you. Well, I suppose in designing it, you can give yourself unlimited power. Okay, so you just become a god of the destroyed. That's not bad. That's not bad. And in that, you can also. Divide any number of VR worlds and VR beds. I mean, practically, is there much of a difference? Really? Just in terms of, like, if you have unlimited... If you can just design a dimension, just give me the powers to make it... And that reality is real instead of a video game. Yeah, true, but, like, at that point, if you're designing a dimension, can't you just design the other option into it? It seems... Okay, so assuming we're not going to be shitty, and it just seems like kind of poorly... worded choices here. Assuming you can't do that and you have to just do something neat, I don't know, the VR bed, I mean, at what point is it different, right? I think I'm gonna go with VR bed. Usually I like to keep it real and it'd be more interesting, but it just seems what you're limited to. I mean, you make Valhalla do something kind of neat. Yeah, I just want to go with the VR beds. In perfect VR beds. This is full sync. We're talking everything. At that point, there's no real difference. You're gonna get in the pod, eat the bugs, and you're not gonna give a fuck. It's not too terrible. Okay, so you can give or remove any illness from a person. That's pretty rad. Or the world develops a post-scarcity economy. That's one. If we're talking, that seems like it's gonna that would help way better. So this is an altruistic one, right? So I mean, it doesn't have to be altruistic. I mean, if you want to be if you want to make a shit ton of cash, yeah, no, post scarcity, just have people fight over other things. Just at least everybody gets to eat. Everybody's kind of happier. And then we could just fight over freedom. That'd be neat. Optional. Magic hands for me. You're gonna fight. I mean, I get it. Any person. You'll never get sick again. You'll live to like 200 just from sheer rejuvenation. Actually, I wonder if that effectively gives you immortality, right? Because I mean, isn't the whole thing that we just don't have a way of figuring out how to fix? Oh, something about the way cells replicate. I'm an absolute. You know what? Let's just redact this and not pretend like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. For that, giving people AIDS. I think it's stopping people. Could you give people? No, remove. We can't give people AIDS. I mean, you can. They give them the cure. Just go around injecting people, sending them letters in the mail. It's like, hey, guess what? You have AIDS. If you want me to fix it for you, I got these magic hands. It's like a prostate exam every time. This is just how it has to be. Does it? I mean, no, but yeah. Okay, optional. You can place one choice above with this one. I read that, and this is kind of ransom for health. Exactly. That's so selfish as opposed to the post scarcity, which I don't know. I'm not an insanely altruistic person, but this just seems like the sheer scale if we're talking bike cuck logic, the sheer scale of the of just how much better that is for just everything, life in general. I imagine it'd be less, right? Oh fuck, are we just gonna be cake and carnivaled out the ass? Like nobody's gonna give a shit because there's no problems. So anybody with a big enough stick who's willing, psychotic enough to control other people is just gonna be like, yeah, we're just gonna do it. What the fuck are you gonna do? There's not gonna be enough people to fight these sociopaths because everybody's fat and happy. Okay, you know what? I've convinced myself. I'm going magic hands. Post-scarcity sounds fucked unless society is fixed with it. Limitation of distance of targets. That's true. Hey, you're not wrong. You could destroy diseases. You're right. Everything besides sickle cell. That's the only one that stays. You can't give everyone AIDS. You can remove any illness. You're not a fucking plague wizard, all right? You're just a healing god. But I do love that there's no limitations or what's the word? Distance. That's a good point. Okay, so this one I kind of hate. Optional. You can replace one choice above with this. At any time, you could be sent to an alternate dimension that freezes. Why can't you do it? Why can't you give people AIDS? Oh, it says give. No, you're right. Fuck me. I can't read. Yeah. No. You're correct. You're both correct. It's right there. I'm retarded. As you can clearly tell, I can't read. You can replace one choice above with this one. Okay. At any time, you can be sent to an alternate dimension that freezes time back home when you are playing either Civ or Civ Beyond Earth. Both, but it's in real life though. Okay. So you can just go to one of. I imagine. Okay. Once again, because this gives the implication that potentially that these might all be in the same one. That it's just for a random, you could replace any one of these choices if you didn't want any of these, but anytime you could be sent to an alternate dimension that freeze time back home, don't worry, it's fucking Anon. I am serene. Yeah, hell yeah. Retards of the world unite. I like all of these more. I mean, okay, so I've played I've played the popular shitty Civ, so that's my only frame of reference for this. I've played Stellaris more, so that would be if Beyond Earth is anything like that. I heard it was kind of meh, but that's from people who like Civ, so I don't know. Fuck this. I don't really care that much about these. So left column, accept the Dimension of the Dead. We're gonna go with VR, and then Magic Hands. Civ 5, and then I went to Eve. I've heard good things about that one, Eve. Fuck, I can't. You're you know what? I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know. So let's move on to the next one I have lined up. Destroyed Dimension isn't very appealing to me. I can see why. I mean, if this was versus something literally versus oh hey, it's real, cool, but what's the practical difference? Okay, maybe I should move this down. It never gives you any ability to go back. That says to own. It says to own. It doesn't say anything about being forced there. So you're just stuck with dead people. I mean, fuck. I want to see Alexander the Great. What's his name? What's my name? Not Herodotus. Plays with dogs. Lives in a bathtub. Brains rot. Okay, doesn't matter. I want to see a bunch of old Greek guys. I'm designing the dimension. They all speak English. Modern English. No. Modern English in the 90s. So people are still saying rad all the time. I want to hear Socrates tell me about how fucking big of an idiot I am. All right. Let's go with this one. Listen, I don't mind being stuck with dead people. All right. There's a lot of interesting deados out there. All right. It's kind of in the way. So I'm going to put this here until it's no longer in the way. All right, OP Monster Metamorphosis V2. Does this have a fucking byline for anybody? No byline. You're just I like this person. I like whoever made this. I don't know if it's good or not, but I'm glad they did it. Story. A dark entity infuses your body with the ability to turn into a monster form. Choose one CYOA, which, that's a weird way to spell it, turns the user into a monster. Gain 4 choices of special powers to be added to the monster's form. I don't know, is this like a different, is this asking me to choose one CYOA to play a different one? Maybe, I'm going to assume, since these are here, it's telling me to pick. No. Gain 4 choices of special powers to be added. Oh, so this is telling me to play a different one. Is this... I'm assuming this is an add-on. It's got to be, right? Can you update the screen? Is it not being updated? I can. I could try if I knew what I'm... Oh, shit. Have you ever heard of Meta? Honestly, I kind of skip them. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't, I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh God, I ruined it. Is it not updated? I've heard of them. I just don't, you know, I see them, I play them, and I do my own little stories in my head, and then I kind of fuck off. So clearly, once again, retarded. That makes sense. Let's go to this one right here. The one I posted before. Hopefully we can see. I'll wait for the chat thing to update. Oh my goodness gracious. Let's make it way smaller and then we'll scale it up to size. That's better. And we'll wait. And we're golden. Superpower CYOA. 10,000 people were given the opportunity to choose one of the sets of abilities below. You are one of them. All abilities that affect ordinary humans also affect those with superpowers, with the exception of Druid in non-human form. Alright, so one of these types of people, there's 10,000 others. I dig it, let's go. There's nothing too much, I guess the normal world, it's 2022, let's date this. And then all of a sudden, bam, there's tons of magic. Alright, we've got a paladin. Power number 1, we have Cleansing. Paladin's direct touch instantly and forever deprives the owner of superpowers, holy shit, the superpowers of all of their abilities. Transforms the druid into a human, disables the paradise of the angels, breaks a member of the... Seems like this should have been down below, so we have a bit of context, but that's fine. We'll survive. Disables the paradise of the angels, breaks the members of the connection of the hive with the hive, a person will forget all the orders and cannot get new ones. The reader remains in their current body, activates at will. That's pretty fucked up. That's real OP. Okay. This works to other paladins, I suppose. I'd just be super like, don't fucking touch me. Don't touch me. Just awful about it. 2, Council. If the paladin goes to bed with the thought of visiting the council, he becomes aware of himself in a dream, in a special space. Unlike the usual lucid dream, the paladin cannot affect the dream in any meaningful way, and is only able to control his body. Death in the dream is impossible, and time flies at the same speed as reality. This space is shared for all paladins. Okay. 3, Judgment. Upon death, the paladin will stand trial before angels. Angels that appear to a paladin have nothing to do with the possessor of the ability set angel. Okay, should have named him different. Paladins if paladin lived an altruistic life, he will be reborn with his memories preserved. Okay, this is giving you. I dig it. Altruistic life, constantly living for others. You're reborn with all your memories preserved. You get to go and talk to other paladins. I mean, all this does is all this is telling me is that you're going to be going around, right? You're going to get a bunch of power crazed people just going and depowering all sorts of others just constantly. That seems to be like the thing that would happen. At least at a certain point, right? And then this entire CYOA seems like it's going to devolve immediately to just one dude after a certain amount of time, right? Like you're only really going to ever... I mean, it's not like people are going to be reborn with this. Unless you could pass them on to your kids. It's not a terrible idea, but Anyway, let's go to the next one. Angel. 1. Aura of mercy. Within the radius of 100 meters around the angel, people are healed from wounds and diseases. In one day under the influence of the aura, one can restore lost limbs and get rid of cancer. That's not bad. Works on the angel too. Passive ability. Bro, just get a gun. I mean, yeah. You're not for nothing. I guess that is a better alternative. So I like this one already. You're just going around healing people. Only a day for a limb. That's not bad. It's not bad. 2, Bow of Love. Angel. Angel is able... That's how you'd stop people. Somebody comes over, just wants to touch you. Sorry, anyway. Bow of Love. Angel is able to summon a special bow and arrows. Being hit by an arrow from the bow does not harm a person, but the first person the victim sees will be their lover for life, to the point where the victim is ready to die at the word of their beloved. Okay. Really making someone entirely obsessed with another person. I don't hate it. This is kind of interesting. Paradise. Creates a special static zone with a radius of 1 kilometer around the angel. People within this zone experience constant happiness, do not age, and are unable to die, even if they have wounds incompatible with life. One-time use ability. Okay. While the angel is in this territory of the paradise, he can summon wings that allow him to fly at speeds up to 100 kilometers an hour. Zone is binded to Earth. First and foremost, this is all stuck to dudes. Clearly, the wording says allows him. So no angel waifus. You're stuck. All of them are going to be male. But I wonder. That's not bad. I don't hate it. You get sort of a neat Cupid cherub bow. You're able to. You really use it once, one area. You know what this sounds like? Actually, it's kind of like Crossed, the comic, if you've read that one, where everybody gets this weird disease that they get this like rash on their face that's a cross, and they get super happy and they lose all impulse control and just do the most vile fucked up things. So this is just like ripping out intestines, stringing people around. I was like, you don't have to do this, obviously, but everybody's super happy. They don't age, they're unable to die. It doesn't say they're not going to hurt, so they're going to do really fucked up things to each other, but presumably if you're just hanging another person by their, intestines, they're just going to be all ear to ear happy and just kind of living. This seems like it can get real bad real fast. And how many people? Hold on. If only I was good at math. 10,000 people, if they all picked Angel, which they wouldn't, but if they did, 10,000 kilometers, I don't even know how long is the Earth. If you can get at least a huge chunk, an entire continent, just everybody knows the exact edges. How shitty would it be if there was 6 angels and they all kind of lived within a mile of each other and they just kind of all overlapped? Just totally wasted it. Angel's neat. I do actually like that. You're able to fly in an area. It's not bad. Let's go to the Watcher. 1, observation. By focusing his attention on the target, the Watcher is able to find all the information about it, including name, physical characteristics, state of mind, and type of abilities. Not bad. 2, path. Once a day, the Watcher can teleport himself and everything that he directly touches to a real-life place that he is aware of. Watcher cannot teleport objects weighing more than a ton. Okay, a one-touch... You can start a moving business. Not bad. High property, high value targets. Touch it, move it there, make an easy 50K a day. You know how many people, how many wealthy billionaires want to move things? And then we're talking strictly legal. I mean, you could obviously do a ton of illegal shit, but strictly legal that just can't be lost in the interim. And here you don't have to worry about potential damaging things in the move, just any risk at all. The amount of money people pay for security, mental security, and all sorts of things, they would pay out the ass for this. I dig it. You go and you pay for somebody, for an assistant to line up all your things, your teleportation, right? Like you go from one touch. Hold on, touch is a real life place that everything directly touches. Oh, hold on. Teleports himself and everything that he directly touches. How does... So let's assume that this only means hands, because if you're like your feet are technically touching the earth or like a house, that seems like it would be not great. Cannot teleport objects weighing more... weighing more than a ton. I'm retarded, once again. That limits it, but, there's still a ton of things you could do. Chronicles. Once a day, a watcher is able to receive a detailed answer to any question about the past, present, or future. The future might change. Oh my god. This is a different scale. This sucks. This is meta and I hate it. The paladin. It's terrible. The angel is pretty OP with the aura of mercy and paradise in this weird cancerous hell. The watchers, damn, there's a lot you can do with that. I dig it. Once a day, you get an answer. My God. See you later, dude. Have a good night. Let's see. Timeless. Oh yeah, I started this. I've forgotten. The people aren't all fucking sleepy. Timeless. One precognition. The timeless is able to see the future at any. Excuse me. Is able to see the future at a minute ahead. Works like a second sight. Passive ability. For these sort of precognition things, I always think of fighting, doing MMA sort of stuff. How do I kill every other chosen? You're yeah, I mean, no. The paladin. I don't know, lol. Why would you want to? I mean, oh, that'd be great. Oh, for the Chronicle. Yeah, I mean, that's good. I feel like you get a lot of those answers. Just a lot of bullshit. But the sort of, like I said before, the precognition one, I would really like to get into MMA if I could see like a minute. See a minute ahead. Works like second sight. You see it passively. That's not going to help you. At least for the fighting one in my head. Because it's so far ahead that, especially for a fight, which is all like, what's the word? You're all adrenalined up. You really have to be like cautious and moment to moment in what you're doing. That's not gonna help. 2, rewind. The timeless is able to change his age at will. There you go. I dig that. More than just rewinding, you get old, young again. Oh my god. You can go and live a nice distinguished life and then revert back to a time when your dick worked perfect every time you needed it. It's great. Oh my god. You wouldn't be controlled by your sexual urges like all the time. It's like you can become 60. Your hormones are balanced out. You're at the you could always have, what is it? That mental elasticity of youth, right? You could always be like that nice golden age of like 24 to where you're still spry and young enough to do things and learn things, but you're not too old. You're not controlled by your hormones. You're not so stuck in your thing. I dig that. Okay, backtrack. In the event of death, the consciousness of the timeless moves a year back to the present or to the point of gaining abilities, whichever is closer. Each jump reduces the length of subsequent jumps by a day to the point where the ability is disabled. That's not bad. And, if you wanted to kill all the other ones, or hold on. Does this fuck with the timeless? I'm going to assume, yeah. I assume this just takes that away. So don't let people touch you. Whoa, hey, hold on. The precognition, you never have to worry about some rando giving you the business. Let's see. Reader. All right. 1, scan. By touching the victim, the reader can put it into a stupor and gain access to its memories. Memory can be both viewed and edited. can be used on yourself. Okay, so you got the Yoshikage Kira? No. What's the manga one? My name is. Oh shit! He had an anime. It was pretty good. Doesn't matter. JoJo opens them up, has the manga, can read everything about you. But this is better. You can watch a movie. Can be used on yourself. You can go back the first time somebody touched my penis and just be like, good times. Viewed and edited. Hold on. Okay, so you can make people think that's not bad. That's really fucked up. This is total mind control. This is dirty. Because you can just you can influence people's emotions and feelings, right? If you edit time. Ronan, thank you. It is Ronan. I can't remember the rest of his name. Rohan, not Ronan. Rohan. See, I can't read. His power was bullshit anyway. It kind of was, but you know. God. Yeah, I mean, it was he was also a total dickhead too, which if there ever was all of the sort of self-inserts from the authors, making your self-insert a dickhead is pretty great. It's the opposite of a Mary Sue, which I dig. You can be edited. So like, what's the scale of editing, right? Are we saying we can cut out memories? Which is great. So let's say you embarrass yourself or really do something shitty. You could just wipe it out, which I just immediately... I don't think about crimes this much, but I mean, yeah, you can commit a lot of horrible things and then edit people's minds to make it so they never happened. So that, assuming it's just like basic cut, paste, do all that stuff and not going and inserting yourself somewhere where you weren't. Let's see. You're like, oh, you loved me. You immediately fell in love with me, and you sloppily sucked my face for a while, and be like, oh, I suppose, and sort of influence their feelings that way. I think I read something somewhere, so this could be bullshit, but it was like if you immediately you meet somebody and then soon after you ask them for a small favor, they will something that most people would easily comply with, unless they're like shitty and intransigent and like not wanting to help anyone else. They'll do it, and then they'll subconsciously be like justify it with the idea that they like you for some reason. I kind of can see it, but also the fuck do I know? But it seems like you could do something similar to that. Anyway, erased. People forget about the existence of a reader in a day. If during the day they did not have any thoughts, people forget about the existence of a reader in a day if during the day they did not have any thoughts about him. The cameras do not display the reader, and any records of him on any media disappear in a day. Chronicles do not give information about the reader. Passive ability. Mwah, I want to live in the woods. Give me this fucking Ted Kaczynski power. I'm really digging the reader right now. 3, swap. Instead of scanning the victim, the reader can fully exchange memories with it. What? Technically exchanging bodies. The reader's abilities will be transferred to the new body by exchanging bodies with another possessor of abilities. The latter's abilities will be transferred to the reader's old body. Okay. I mean, God, that's so evil. That's interesting. Yeah, okay. Maybe it seems to be a pattern that this is my problem. That my brain keeps just going to horrible things. Okay, so I was thinking like, oh yeah, you can go and then take the body of somebody younger than you by the time you get old and just kind of, you're on your deathbed, you see a nurse or something, and you're like, what's a Haitian name? God, just whatever. You touch the Haitian nurse who's there. It's like, oh, hey, sweet child. Even though you're like 40 years older than her, you touch her and you switch your mind into her body, and you go and then you find some young person at like a YMCA or something who's like 16, and you switch bodies with them, and then they're going to be schizophrenic, or they're going to at least feel like they're schizophrenic, and then the single mother Haitian's son, who's 16 is going to join a gang because the the one parent that they had in terms of stability is gone. They've become a schizophrenic. They think there's some hot young 16-year-old YMCA going to, dude, it's not going to work. So yeah, no, the reader's top dog right now. This sounds way better. Watcher is pretty great. Paladin can suck it. Angel, I don't, it just seems weird. The disparity between what the powers actually do is a little strange. Timeless is, I mean, there's a lot you can do, but the reader sounds way more punchy. It just sounds like you can disappear into the woods, and I just love it. Druid. Shapeshift allows the druid to transform into any real-life animal with physical characteristics twice as high as normal. At the same time, cognitive abilities are preserved at the human level. Thinking man's choice anyway. Yeah. I mean, is it though? One of your abilities has a limit. See a minute in the future works as second sight, so you're constantly just seeing, your third eye is just seeing everything that's happening, right? Like, assuming your brain gets to deal with it, like the only thing you really get is the rewind, right? So there's a lot you can do with that, but that's even not perfect, because if you want swap, I mean, assuming you're immoral enough to constantly, switch bodies with younger people, you have effective immortality, right? So, like, you don't even have to deal with the limitations of backtrack. You out of your mind, Lauco. All right. Druid to transform to any real-life animal, physical characteristics twice as high. You 362, you can and hero before a paladin touches you. Reader. That's, I mean, yeah, but they're not going to be able to see you if you're the reader. You just get to try a few times. Reader, they're not going to remember you. They're not going to be able to see you, right? You're the paladin doesn't matter, because they're not going to know you exist. They're going to know that, hey, people exist, and we just don't know who the fuck they are or what they do. I would like to be a gigantic moose and just fuck with people in in Canada. That would be fantastic for the druid. If there are no other people within a radius of 1 kilometer around the druid, he does not age, and any wounds and diseases are healed in a day. I dig it. Connor. Voice allows druid to give simple orders to any animals except humans. Alright, animals try to follow the orders at all costs. There's no distance limit. Okay. But the creature must somehow receive the information directly from the druid. Information transmitted over the phone is still considered direct. Information transmitted through a third party is indirect. I kind of love that one. So I've got this weird thing to where, like, I would really just sort of, what is it? Not entomology, but whatever the one is for insects. Like, I would love insectomancy or whatever, where you just are able to just, you whistle and you scream for all, like, just a gigantic wave of every insect within the sound of your voice to come to you, and just to use them. That's fucked up. That's really great. This seems like to be one of the more magical ones out of all of them. Hell, you can do it even as a chipmunk or something, as a bird. Oh my god. Okay. All you'd have to do, you go to a public library, you Google, like, hey, what's the loudest animal, right? What's the bird who can actually fly with the loudest call? And you fly over anywhere. You just scream for all the birds, every bird everywhere that can hear your voice to come to you. There's a lot you can do with druid. No wonder they had, like, weird stipulations about it with the paladin. Affect humans. Man. I really dig that one, actually. Druid sounds pretty great. Demon. Alright, greed. Killing a person with cold weapons or bare hands steals an age equal to the age before the victim's natural death, prolonging the life of the demon, and also instantly healing from any diseases and wounds. Restores lost limbs. Passive ability. I mean, you can so much chlamydia you can get, and so many of these heal all of your wounds. I love it. Metamorphosis. All physical characteristics, skin, bone, strength, muscle mass, limit, agility, speed, muscle strength, etc. have been increased 5 times. The demon is able to sense the presence of other people in a radius of 1 kilometer. Passive ability. Okay. I mean, so you're just a giant space marine, just a massive hunk of meat. Assuming you're not like Ricky Berwick and are tiny and fucked up. That's pretty neat. I don't hate it. Okay, so perseverance. In the event of death, if the demon had more than a century left before his natural death, after a few seconds, he will come back to life, instantly healing all diseases, wounds, restoring lost limbs, and losing a century of life. For 10 seconds after respawning, the demon is invulnerable. Okay. I mean, if you want to be a fucking raging sociopath, I mean, all this is telling me is that you go to India. God, it's horrible. There's a ton of people in India, China, wherever, and then you just go and just become a random, a random serial killer, just strangling people to death in places where people won't. Well, you're the only, presumably, if you're not Indian and you're white, you'd be the only white guy in India. But you pay a couple people off. You're fine. You're a gigantic MMA fighter at this point. God damn. Can you do that? How would you... I'm trying to think of how you'd get away with it. I mean, there's plenty of ways to get away with it, but... I don't hate this one, but I don't have the... Okay, shut the... Alright, thank you. Thank you. Close. Alright, let's see. Hive. Your body turns into dust, but you don't die. Instead, you take control of 20 random people. They're the first members of the hive. The members of the hive continue to live normal lives, but you can give them orders that they will try to do no matter what. You can perceive the world through their senses. I kind of dig it. Okay. 2. Infection. Direct contact with another member of the hive will transform the hive member status to the victim. Okay. After the transfer, the former member of the hive forgets all orders given to him, does not work on those who possess abilities, activates at will. Spread. Children born from 2 parents, members of the hive, or people who idolize you become members of the hive. Idolize you? Okay, goddamn. So what this kind of forces you to do, right? So this says your body turns to dust. Oh. So I guess it doesn't matter, but if you wanted to give somebody orders to put your ashes in like a jar, you could. I mean, this is just making yourself an eldritch cult, right? So, hell yeah, you're making a sex cult. So you get 10 people to have kids. Okay, you get 10 people. You basically infect 10 couples. They all have kids. You move them all to one area. They're all financially supporting each other. You're constantly having them breed, and then you go and then you spread a religion, like almost L. Ron Hubbard style, right? You go, you make your own Scientology. You venerate who you are. You make some bullshit, and then anybody you can dupe into it, you then go and are able to get them to join the cult. You get people at their lowest. You go and you're like, oh man, you gotta hear about this guy. You go, you spice it up. You have the entirety of the hive. At most, you have 20 people to go, and then to be a support network for these people. They're gonna follow your religion. If you have listen, doesn't matter who you are. If somebody at their lowest who has no support system had 20 people actively going out of their way to help them and get their life under control, and they're all like, all of this great shit that's happening to their life is all dedicated to this one person. Doesn't matter who it is. Fucking say Jabba the Hutt, and it's gonna be they're gonna idolize Jabba. Like they're gonna love you. They're gonna love Cyoa, and they're gonna get turned into the hive. That's great. That's you can just straight up get homeless people. Not homeless people. That's complicated. But I'm saying like just people who are shit off. You get people who are working at grocery stores, and then who are just having a rough time, right? Or just like the most people most worst off. Huh. It's really fucked up, but interesting. Still, you have to consider that there are going to be 10,000s of these chuckle fucks running around. Sure, you're not wrong. So what were the other indications of these? The hive. Okay. Breaks a member's connection with the hive. A person will forget all the orders and cannot get new ones. You're going to have to face other... I mean, sure, but like, how many other of the chosen are going to want to be aggressive, right? And if you're... And think about it. If you're like the paladins, if they want to be reborn, they have to be altruistic. They have to be doing things for others. It's probably going to be morally not shitty. If you're working as a member of the hive, unless they're morally like, no, free will, they shouldn't be influenced at all by other people. But quite frankly, if you're making a really kick-ass cult who you're just helping people, that's not going to be too bad. I really don't think it's going to be that. And I mean, really, unless the moment you lose one of your people, you could fucking zero in on that paladin, unless they're coming at you. God, by the time people figure it out, you can get a lot of people. Okay, so to not do this all night. So let's bottom of the list. Paladin kind of sucks. It's meta. The things you get aren't great. The council, cool. I have the internet. You can go also talk to other random lonely people all the time on basket weaving forums and such. The angel, also kind of low tier. I mean, it's great if you want to be altruistic. It seems like you could do more for people than the paladin. I'd say 5-6 paladins and 2 assorted other chosen still get you. I mean, yeah, but I guess the question, sure, with the watcher, yes, they could. Fair. They could get you, but like, why would they want to? I mean, presumably, yes, no, if they just randomly were out to go and fucking kill people, they could, but they would have to do that quick, right? So there would have to be 10,000 people, within the time it would take to do that, to go, if some chosen team up to wipe out the others, then hives are kind of fucked. Are they, though? Because it seems like they would have to do that really quickly. It seems like they would have to go, and because the amount of people you can spread before the people start having kids, even still, that's a year. Like you get some, and then think about it. It's by touch too. You can all they have to do is 6 degrees to Kevin Bacon some really important people, and in the highest echelons of the world. And obviously, other hives are going to want to do that too. Presumably, you can't take other people's hive members, but I think there's enough people to go around in the world, right? To go and then just kind of make these fucking breeding pens. And then you get them, and then other people idolize. Hell, you go to the president, you get the president immediate. No, it's still, I think, the person, presuming that it's you. Still, though, I don't think it's that. I don't think the hive is that as bad off as you think. So I'd say the lowest one. Hell, I'd even think maybe even Timeless is worse off than. I mean, you like the 365, but I'm not digging that as much. It's still limited. I guess it is better than Angel. Whatever. Long and short, these 3 are kind of down. Watcher, I dig the amount of intel you get. It seems like it has a lot of potential, in both for living and, I guess, if this was like a battle royale for some reason, which I'm not sure it is. Demon's kind of fucked. 10,000 people. There's going to be a ton of these psychopaths going around, just straight up butchering people. But it's only 10 seconds. They're going to get on the news. Some random sociopath is going to get demon. It's going to kill a bunch of people. And they're just going to come back like 6 times before they get taken out. No, man.
You can rack up a lot of life with demon. That's still down there though. I think I'm still taking the hive. Oh, no, okay. So druid, it's kind of neat. There'd be a lot of druids. I wonder what the hierarchy of orders. If you have two druids yelling at you, if an elk just kills itself because it can't choose, or if one just overrides the other. That seems annoying. The reader does seem like if you really don't want to be fucked with at all. So there's active and passive. Reader's passive, hive is very active. I like the hive in that they have to listen to you and that you still get to do all the fun things. You're like, hey, you tell it to, hey, go make a baby. You get to go and have your, you could still have sex, and you could still go have fun, but you're not, they'll listen to you, but so you get to do all the fun things. You just don't get the active input. Oh, that's ironic. Yeah. Ironically, like, it's the most active that you have to work with it, but the most passive sort of in your existence, to where the reader is very passive in terms of dealing with other people, but active in their day-to-day. A blank space on the newspaper is still kind of suspicious, so readers can be noticed. I think you're not wrong. Disappears the day, chronicles the information. I mean, yeah, true, but it seems like you'd have to be consistently, like, I don't know, it seems like they could slip away real fucking easy. I am gonna say it feels like, given enough time, the hives will fight each other. Hold on. So let's assume that the that the other people don't gang up on them, right? Because, like, okay, if they start, it's a false Hydra all over again, isn't it? I mean, maybe. Because at a certain point, if all the other ones don't kill them or take away their powers, then it's just going to be hives fighting each other. This is going to culminate to something horrible. I could feel it. And then the readers are going to be fucked because they're not going to be hived. And so people are going to know that they're not that. I'm just going to go with the hive. Fuck it. Druids get to escape all the bullshit because they're going to be in nature. You know what? I'm willing to die. That kind of seems neat. Let's go with the hive. Next would be reader, druid, demon for the lulz, and then watcher. Then we'll go timeless angel paladin. Oh my goodness, that one felt longer. But how would you? I guess so. Thinking about doing like a story, a write up for this, like doing a nice little story. What would be the position, right? You would 10,000 people. Everybody gets powers. At least some people are going to be like, are going to want to be famous, right? They're going to, presumably, at least one of them would be like, oh, hey, check out this amazing ability I have, that they can predict a minute in the future. They'll go win the James Ramsey Award for like, I actually have supernatural powers. Fuck you. And they'll put their face on billboards and be like, I can see what cards you're flipping over. It's going to be the Ace of Spades, the Seven of Clubs, whatever. They'll make a bunch of money, have a show in Vegas. And then the paladin will come and touch them as they shake their hand and wipe their powers away. Get them fucked. I guess if you're writing from this, you'd be able to, if you're writing this, you would focus on the hive and talking to people. And then you can, as you're writing about getting all of them, you can talk about like somebody, one of your hive members opens up a paper, talks about all the weird slaughters in India and China. Tons of people have gone missing. Be like, oh, we gotta watch out. Don't go to LA anymore. They obviously wouldn't before, but there's a bunch of homeless gone missing, been strangled and stabbed with iron. Isn't that weird? And you do a whole bunch of stuff about ecologists going and be like, why are all these insects acting weird? And oh, that would be neat though, to write almost like a, how would you do this? Fuck, it'd be way too hard. Because I was thinking maybe doing like a Song of Ice and Fire in the way that like presumably George R. R. Martin thinks about like as things are going, the reaction and counter reaction of all the other factions. I don't know how big of a hack he is, but I'm assuming he does that, right? So you have like Dorne's moving this way, these people are going that way, everybody's going after their own thing, and he's thinking about how everybody else is reacting. You have 10,000 people. How would you do that to sort of see how the world would be shaped? You'd have to... I'm just thinking, okay, if I were to write like a book for this, from the Hive's perspective... See, I don't think you would want to do the Hive's perspective. You could, but the reader seems like it'd be more... you go like a full pulp novel sort of thing. You could be like the Invisible Man and you're just kind of watching the world from the reader's perspective. You'd be kind of passive, but you can see like the world evolve if you cared about it. It'd be weird to write it timeless though, as they'd get to try every time. That would be interesting. But like what would their... that would be interesting. Like each chapter is a life. Oh, that would be pretty neat. So you go, each chapter is a different life, and you start with like chapter 1, life 1, chapter 2, life 5, 36, 112, and you kind of progress the story and you see it, things going on throughout the entire experience. I dig that. That's pretty rad. That would be a really fun book to write. Yeah, there's a lot you can do. Each one of these options give you a really interesting perspective on themselves and then for the rest of the world. Okay, this is actually way more fun. I was super kind of not into this one as much. I'm like, oh, it's fun. The powers are neat, but it seems almost too realistic in a sense. It doesn't seem magically enough, right? Druids are the only ones with like real outward powers. But yeah, no, this would actually be a really fun exercise to write. Now let's see. Now that we have those, I think those were the only ones I haven't done. How about this? We'll do one petty chaos really quick, and then we'll finish off Dragonfall because it's getting kind of late. It's starting there, and Dragonfall is going to be forever. And I've never done that before, and I don't know where that CYOA went. Oh, you know what? I think I know what happened. The top got all fucked up. Can I move this back? Let's see. Oh no, that other one was so big. What did you do to me, latte? There we go. All right. Oh, it was so big. It was huge, wasn't it? It was huge. Maybe I'm fucking this up. I suppose I could just get a new image on the thing. Let's try this one more time. If it doesn't work, it didn't. Rad. All right. Forgiveness, please. Not a huge streamer, so I don't know. There she blows. All right. I actually haven't read any of these, so I don't know if they're going to be shit or not. I've just kind of seen them every now and again. Amphigory, CYOA. All right. Let's see. Oh, hello. What does the universe have in store for you today? Pick 3. All right. What do we got? What are these bad boys? Sequestrate. Oh man, I can't even read this. Sequestrate. To confiscate, to set income aside, to meet claims. Okay, you can legally confiscate any property from anyone or any entity richer than you, provided you can provide some kind of logical explanation for it, no matter how half-baked. That just kind of seems like a total... you're just asking to be an ambulance chaser. Just somebody who like walks in front of a car. Oh, you broke my leg. I'm gonna need some sort of settlement. Just settle with me out of court. I'm gonna need your half of your entire estate. Fucking Jeff Bezos. It's my potential earnings were fantastic. I had this really good idea for like paper clips for the modern age. I mean, that works, right? It's half baked. It's absolutely retarded, but it would kind of be there. Let's see, critomancy, divination using viands and cakes. I don't know what viands are. Am I? Oh, when you cook something yourself, you'll be able to glean hints about the future in the finished project. Maybe the pattern of the steam will let you know you're about to have a visitor, or the grain of your bread might point to stock falling. The tastier or more complex the food you have cooked, the better you can focus on trying to see something specific. I dig that. I love that it's connected to how delicious the food is. Cyanometer, instrument for measuring blueness of the sky or ocean. You gain telekinetic control over anything blue. Works by line of sight. The closer to true cyan something is, the more you control over it. The only affects things that would be blue if you could see it. So if you control blue paint, but not the wall it's painted on. I dig that one. I love it. I love sort of elemental control, and having it be blue is... that's rad. I don't know. So do you get... I wonder, are you able to control... how much of the sky can you control? Because it's just a reflection of the Earth's water, right? But it's blue. If it's a reflection, right, the color's blue. So do you get the different layers of the atmosphere? Can you just control bits of it? I imagine if the color of one of them was pure cyan, you'd get total control. That'd be kind of neat. Decantate, to chant or say repeatedly. Every time you say a word, you are temporarily imbued with a tiny amount of power, the effect of which is based on that word. The power you're imbued with is cumulative. Wouldn't that fuck up the world? I mean, it would, but only if you took a lot of it. If you just got like a bit of the atmosphere, I don't need much. I mean, just enough, like... I mean, just listen. Come on, just let me have a little bit of your atmosphere. It's not that bad. But yeah, no, you could fucking murder people or murder everything. It'd be fucked up. Sorry. So the power you are imbued with is cumulative, but dissipates once you say anything, any other word or sleep. For example, saying remember a dozen times might let you recall what you did on the tip of your tongue, but chanting it nonstop for 24 hours will give you perfect recall of your entire life. Holy shit. That is rad. Oh my god. That is a really cool power. I dig that. Man, you could just... you could do anything. You have to... Oh god, it sounds... I'm getting tongue-tied just doing this stream thing here. But I would really dig that one. These are actually getting pretty neat. Speaking the cooking ones seem way less interesting, but not interesting. It still is interesting, but less powerful. All right. Unetric, of, like, or pertaining to dreams. I'm mispronouncing that. I know I am. Anytime someone truthfully tells you about a dream they had, you gain the ability to enter and manipulate their dreams. They have to tell you personally, so it doesn't work if they simply post their story, but text messages or other direct communications count. You can also lucid dream. Oh, I love ones like these. I love ones that you kind of, that you have a career change to be some sort of shyster, almost, to use your power properly. That's how I feel. I picture that guy's face. You know, I'd be a counselor of some kind. You go, you get a psych degree or whatever to just be a psychologist, and you just have people, like, the first thing you say is like, tell me about your dreams. What do you dream day to day? And they're just willing to do it. Or hell, you don't even need to do it. You just go out into public, or you post online. You just pose as it. Be like, hey, I'm a psychologist. Text me. Here's my number. I can't wink, wink, nudge, nudge, give you any advice, but, you know, just, I'm here to listen. Tell me about your dreams. Pneumonia. a state of being well governed. The government would probably get you. Yeah, probably. But like, not. Yeah, I think there's ways to get around it. I'm not too concerned. Eumonia, state of being well governed. You can propose a vote for a new world law once per day. Every world law, goddamn it. Imagine being a CIA interrogator. Oh, God. Every person age 16 or older will then be mentally prompted to vote on whether or not they want this law to be enacted. If a majority vote yes, then after 24 hours, then all authorities will be compelled to enforce the new law. Ooh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. God damn it. You know what you can do? You just keep voting for something and changing the way it's, the way you phrase it. So sooner or later, you could just sort of force something you want to be made law, even if most people don't want it. Like, I think outside of the U.S., a very small section of people really, really dig freedom of speech, even in the U.S., like relative. So, like, if you wanted to make it so that, people can't silence others, you just have to keep putting that up for a vote. Kazatezak. Kazatezaka. Slavic folk dance performed by a couple. Anytime you perform Kazatezak, also known in the West as the squat or Cossack dance. Oh, I love it. For a full song, you can gain the combined power and abilities of a Russian bear, a Belarusian bison, and or a Ukrainian nightingale for up to 6 consecutive hours. You gain basic knowledge of the moves, and your body is also improved to what is required in order to be able to effortlessly perform the Cossack dance. Power doubled if dancing it with someone else. Oh, man. That's like not as good as Decantate, but that's still pretty rad. A Russian bear, a Belarusian bison, and a Ukrainian nightingale all at once. You're just this giant fucking massive, strong flying beast. Oh, it sounds great. 6 consecutive hours. I dig it. It's only one song. That's not bad. And okay, let's see. About sledge, largest blacksmith's hammer. All right, you can summon hammers up to the size of a city and control them to hammer one thing before they dissipate. The strength is based off of how much power you can put into swinging a normal-sized hammer. Okay, decantate plus absolute sledge. Power, strength, strength. You say that for a day, and then you just kind of... you could finally nuke Belarus. Those fuckers have it coming. No, you can seriously, the size of a city? Holy shit. This seems like it was made to go with the other one. Eumonia, I'm thinking, can you make hammers cyan though? Holy shit. That's not a bad idea. Can you summon hammer? You can. Okay, hold up. I've done a bit of metalworking. I have oh my god, I'm a bit tired. I have an anvil. I have a couple blacksmithing hammers. One of them cyan. It's got a little yellow on it, but it's mostly pretty blue. I imagine you can just summon one of those, the size of it, and then just smash it yourself. That's not bad. Appreciate the comment, because that's a fantastic idea. I really wanted to do the government one, though. God damn it. But yeah, no, it has to be absolute sledge, decantate, and then cyanometer. That's perfect.